Hi, it's Greg Hurrell here. I'm here to talk about folding in Vim. The reason I'm going to talk about folding as a topic is because I think it's one of the underutilized features in Vim. I work with a lot of people who are really good Vim users, and I'm surprised to see how few people actually use folds. And I think the reason is that people don't necessarily recognize the value in it. It's not a very discoverable feature. And so what I want to do is show you an example use case for folds. And in fact, if you look in this file that I just opened, you can see it's already folded because it was folded the last time I opened it. But normally, if I hadn't opened this file before, I'd land in it and I'd find myself in something that is 2,000 lines long. And if I want to get an overview of everything that this thing is doing, I can scroll through and read it, or I can fold the entire file and then unfold it just a little bit and get this overview. So how did I do that? I'll put it back the way it was before. I used Z-Shift-M to fold. The mnemonic there is M for more, so more folding. And in fact, if I just do Z, lowercase m, it's going to fold. Oops, let me fold it all the way and then unfold it a little bit just to make this authentic. And I also could have done that with set fold level. But in any case, ZM is going to unfold. I fold one level more, and I can keep pressing ZM until it has folded the entire file. Or I can just do Z-Shift-M and it will fold to the max straight away. The opposite of more is less. So the mnemonic is reduce. ZR is going to reduce the level of folding. So I can just keep mashing ZR and it will reduce the level of folding. Or I can do Z-Shift-R and it will unfold everything at once. So those are actually two of the most common things that I do when I jump into a file like this. Z-Shift-M to fold everything, and then ZR to unfold one level. And if I was really keen to do this, I could probably just set up a mapping to do set fold level 1, or is it set fold level 2? What level do I want? I'm not sure what level I want. What level I want, oops, for a file like this is unclear. There's some way to get the current fold level, and I don't know what that necessarily is. But in any case, this is my most common use case, is getting into a file and folding everything or unfolding. There are other bindings that I've documented on my webpage. If you go to winston.com wiki, Vim cheat sheet, these are the ones that I use the most here under the folding heading. So I'll just show you some of these in the editor now. ZO is going to open a fold. ZC is going to close a fold. Z-Shift-O is going to recursively open the fold. ZA is going to toggle a fold. I've actually got that bound to Shift-Tab because Tab is pretty valuable keyboard real estate that I kind of wasn't using at all in normal mode, and so thought I would use it to do the fold toggling. But there are a few other fold related things, and you can find out about all of these, I think, if you go to folds. Yeah, folds in the help has this big long document with all the commands and all the options. So let's just quickly show you how I set that mapping up, or I'll even just change to the project, my .files, normal mappings, pardon me, there it is. So it's just a standard normal mode map where I go Shift-Tab and set it to ZA, which is to toggle folds, as I said before. I would have ideally used Tab for this, but in a terminal, Tab and Control-I are indistinguishable from each other, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's hard to believe that in 2016 that is the case, but it is the case. And there's no way around it, so Shift-Tab it is, unfortunately. So that's it for this episode on folding. Actually, before I go, there's one more thing that I think I should tell you. A technique that I used to learn to fold early on was I would set fold level start to 1. What that basically means is anytime you land in a file that doesn't already have a fold level set, it should start at this level of fold start 1. So if I go to some other test file like this one, you see that I jumped in here and it was already folded. The reason why I did this is because I wanted to be reminded constantly that folds existed. Because it's, like I said, not a very discoverable or obvious or visible feature. If you don't use it, you forget it's there. So this obliged me to remember that folds existed every single file that I opened. And so what I would do is land in a file, I'd inevitably end up hitting Shift-R, or Z-Shift-R to unfold everything. But it did serve its purpose because I learned that folds existed and I got into the habit of using them. I probably left that in there for too long because it was in my dot files for like 2 or 3 years, to be honest. And then I finally realized, yeah, I don't need this crutch anymore, got rid of it. But that's a nice way to get into folds if you want to kind of force yourself to do it. All right, that's it for folds. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in the next screencast.